Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about writing analysis in graph description and a very common mistake students make while describing a graph. Well, take a look here. Take a look at this graph, this bar chart. Yeah, it compares the population of Asian elephants in various countries uh, in 1997 and 2004. Okay, and here is what some students would write. Read this text. This text. It's just a little bit, yeah, comparing two countries, Vietnam and India. Just that bit. You take a look at Vietnam and India, right? And you take a look at this little text. What do you think? Like, what do you think is wrong? Actually, actually, we have it over here in this little orange box. And without wasting any time, let's just jump into that. So when you read it, the population of Asian elephants in Vietnam in 1997 was about 1,200, whereas in blah blah it was blah blah. Yeah, and you say, hey, that's so nice. The student used whereas. Fantastic. However, what the student didn't use is actually the language of comparison. Okay, and yeah. So yes, there is the word whereas, which is wonderful, but a student just said that in 1997 it was like this, then in 2004 that. Where is the comparison? Yeah, how are these values different? How different are they? Which one is bigger? Which one is smaller? How different they are as well. Are they slightly different? Are they very different? Information is missing here, right? When you see the second sentence in India, it was close to 10,000 in 1997 and reduced to blah. Again, good. Like a student used the word reduced, but how much? Like how it's reduced? Was there a drastic change? Was there a tiny change? Right? There's something missing here. Yeah, these two sentences look very dry. It's like, okay, in Vietnam, in this it was like this, then in this, then in this, like this, then in this. Where is the analysis? Analysis actually means uh, like looking at something in detail and kind of studying it. And here, well, honestly, you can take a look at the graph and you can see that. You can see the values. Like, why are you writing about this graph if you do not use any language of comparison or changes? Let's take a look at what I suggest you do. So here, of course, looks bigger, but even if you just write about Vietnam and India, you just skip all the other countries. There's a lot to write, right? So you can say that overall, you can compare the value overall. You can see that obviously overall in both years, Vietnam has much lower or had much lower population of elephants, yeah? Much smaller population of elephants compared to India. So you can use language like significantly lower overall, right? And then talking about these two sentences we saw in the beginning. Um, when you talk about Vietnam, separate Vietnam, yeah, you can say yes. In 1907, it was about 1,200, and dropped slightly, or there was slight difference, yeah, or an insignificant difference if you use the language of comparison. But it is important to say like how much it changed or how different it was. And we look at India, the last sentence, right? In India, a dramatic fall, blah 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 blah, and whereas of course whereas here. That's what I mean. If you look at the previous sentence, it was only whereas and reduced, yeah. But what was missing was how it changed or how big the difference was. That's why we use these, yeah. We use these verbs when you talk about changes, and we use these adverbs with the verbs to describe how big the change was. Also, with adverbs like significantly, with adjectives like lower or higher or bigger or smaller or whatever. And then we use adjectives with nouns like a full or a difference or yeah. All right, hope it's clear. So please bear in mind that you are supposed to use adjectives and adverbs to show how big differences and changes are. So that's what I suggest you do. You revise the language of comparison, comparative adjectives and adverbs, and the language, like there's the whole section in the book, how to describe trends and the language of change. All right. Please complete the Moodle quizzes for your practice and to make sure you understand all that. Thank you. Bye.